Hi everyone, so today we're going to be talking about the case of Jeremy Joyner, and I want to let you know that I have very little on this case. I'm not sure if it's just because they just don't have anything in the case or if they're just not releasing anything, but I have a few paragraphs of information, of basic information, and that's all I was really able to find. But I still wanted to talk about it because this case is still unsolved, and we need to talk about it. It's been unsolved since 2018, and his family desperately wants answers. And I think it's important to keep his name out there. So that's why I want to talk about this case. So it probably will be a bit of a shorter video. So I apologize. It also frustrates me when I don't have a lot of information. But all the links that I use for research will be down below, like always. I suggest you go and read the articles yourselves. Um, and it probably didn't help that a lot of these articles were also hidden behind paywalls. So that's another thing, too. But just so you guys know, I do apologize for the lack of information, but I'm going to tell you everything that I was able to find and put it into this video. There's also a phone number if you have any tips or anything that you would be able to call in. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So, like I said, we're talking about Jeremy Joyner, and he was 36 when he disappeared. He went missing on May 25th of 2018, so about 5 years ago. And he disappeared after he failed to show up to take a family member to a doctor's appointment. 3 weeks later, his white Jaguar, or his vehicle, was a white Jaguar, was found in a parking lot in the 600 block of Martin Luther King Jr. And this does take place in Florida, by the way. So, officials said his personal items were still inside. At the time, his death was believed to be suspicious, but there was no evidence of foul play. But on Halloween of 2018, a man looking for bamboo sticks um, in a field found the remains of his body off of 16th Avenue East and 61st Street East in Palmetto. Investigators estimated that the body had been there for at least a few months. So the first vigil for Jeremy had been held and had come and gone when a DNA test would finally come back to confirm that the body was in fact Jeremy, and his death was then investigated as a homicide. But detectives have not released information on how he died because it's still an active case. So they don't really want to release anything because it's still an active case. So all they've really said is yes, um, they're now investigating this as a homicide, and he was found in this field in Palmetto and has likely been there for a few months. And that's the gist of what we know. I'm not even joking. That's it. And I just want to say really quick that that was incredibly frustrating. I understand that they don't really want to release information, maybe to preserve the integrity of the case. Uh, a lot of cases will do that. They will release very little information. That way, if they get a suspect, they can know it's the person because they will know things that only the killer would know. Like, I understand that. But only releasing this amount of information is incredibly frustrating. Um, because I don't even know if the family knows anything. I don't know if the family is being kept in the dark. But the community just knowing more in general could probably help. But they're just not releasing anything. And they're saying it's because it's still active. I personally think maybe they just don't have anything. So this next bit is actually a quote from Jeremy's mom, whose name is Laverne. And she says, quote, "I just want to know who. Who did this? Who could have been so heartless and so cold? You broke my heart more than it could have ever been broken. How could you take my baby away from me? Because Jeremy was my baby. Because no matter how old he was still my baby." End quote. And that made my heart break because my mom is the same way. She's like, no matter how old you kids get, you'll always be my baby. And I cannot imagine how Laverne feels. His father agreed with her sentiment, and he was just saying the pain is indescribable. It's a deep pain. It's not a pain you can describe. To just know that your child has been taken from you, and that is a pain I never want to feel, and I'm so sorry that they have to feel that. But they deserve to know who did this and why, because that is such a heartless and cold thing. So I did want to end with that little quote from her. And then the last thing I have for you, I'm not even joking, is the contact information. So the Manatee County Sheriff's Office and the Gold Star Club of Manatee County is offering a $5,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest. That is a $5,000 reward. And the phone number for the Sheriff's Office is 941-747-3011. Again, that number is 941 747-3011, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, if you have tips that could lead to an arrest. I'm sure that this case really needs it. And just what do I think about this case? I find it interesting that they found his vehicle not that far away with his things still inside, and they didn't say like what was still inside. They just said personal items, so it makes you wonder if it meant like his wallet, his phone, keys, maybe just keys. It makes you wonder all what was in there. What do they mean by personal items? If it was his wallet was still in there, was there cash in his wallet? Was this a robbery that went wrong? Could have been a meetup that went wrong. They apparently didn't take the car. They left the car in a random parking lot. So what could have made this happen? Who could he have come in contact with that would have wanted to do this to him? It's just weird that they would have left things inside. It would have really helped if they would have said that what was in the car. Was there any evidence in the car? Was there blood? Because is there DNA in there? Of any kind, whether it be the killer or Jeremy. Well, of course it would be Jeremy, but you know what I mean. It just kind of makes you wonder, like, all what was inside, and why they're releasing so little information. Because I don't think I've ever done a case on this channel that has released this little. Like, we've had some really short cases with not much information, but we really just know that yes, he was killed, left in this field, and he's been there for at least a few months. I have never seen such little information released before. And I genuinely hope that they have evidence or are creating a case against somebody, because it's been 5 years. 5 years to release nothing is just absolutely wild to me. But I honestly can't even tell you what I think happened, other than I don't know if I think it was random just because all those things were left behind. I kind of feel like if it was random, they probably would like robbed him and stuff, maybe taken his things. But I don't know. I don't know if it could have been somebody he knew. What do you think? If you know more about this case, please leave it down below. I tried to scour Google for information. I could find nothing. So if you know anything else, leave it down below. I would be really interested in knowing more about this case if there's anything out there. And hopefully we get some updates soon. But like I said, let me know what you guys think below. If you think it could have been someone he knows, random, what do you think was left behind, and why you think that the police really aren't saying anything other than it's just because it's an active case. That's kind of a weird reason to just not say anything, really, at all. But that's where I'm going to have to end this video, because that's all I have for you guys. So one more time, that phone number for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is 941-747-3011. If you have any tips, they are offering a $5,000 reward for the tip that leads to an arrest. Other than that, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Jeremy's story. No matter how little information I have for you guys, we need to keep his name out there, because this definitely needs to get solved. His family needs those answers. And if they come across this video, I am so sorry for, losing your son and then having to go this long without really anything. I hope you get the answers you need soon. And if those answers come, I will be updating you guys. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and I will see you guys all very soon. Bye, guys.